Welcome to Family Basics 101. I'm Dr. Bruce McClure, and as we begin today's live video stream, we will talk about the 5 things every child desires, specifically love. While daycare has never been proven to be detrimental for children, there is evidence to suggest that for children under age 3, one-to-one care is much better. At age 4.5, a child that has been in daycare at least 45 hours weekly is 4 to 5 times more likely to be aggressive than a child who was kept at home by either one care provider or at least one parent. Children under age 3 needs the ever-present attention of a one-on-one nurturing and caring adult who is responsible for the child's needs. That specifically need is love, not oversight, but love. In 1909, Clifford W. Beers organized the Mental Health of America, and it is the oldest nonprofit mental health organization that addresses both mental health as well as mental illness. Mental Health America categorized the following as some of the accumulatively needs of conveying love to children. Unconditional love for family, nutritious food, proper shelter, safety. And according to Clifford W. Beers, he is a first-hand clarifier of these needs because of the lack of them in his own life. And what he discovered as early as 1909 is that unconditional love from family, nutritious food, proper shelter, and safety are still paramount as they were then in the needs of every child. When we talk about the 5 things every child desires, specifically love, there are different ways for a child that love is packaged. So many times from the adult eyes, the package of love is different than it is from a child's eye. The children see love differently than adults see love. Love is love is love. But we must understand developmentally that we must give love in the way that the child understands and is able to receive the package of love. Love from the eyes of a child is seen as encouragement. And the child needs perpetual encouragement. From every waking moment, the child needs direct encouragement. The child needs encouragement to know that it's okay to be fed. It's okay to go to sleep. It's okay and it's safe to be potty trained. It's okay if you fall down, I'll help you up. The child needs a clarity that there is an ongoing, every waking moment encouragement that is available for him or her. And that's one of the ways that the child defines love. Love from the eyes of a child is seen as praise. The child needs perpetual praise. And the child defines praise or processes praise as love. Every child desires praise. You're doing a great job. It is great that you're trying to talk. And that's when parents talk back to the child. And most of the time they have no clue what they're saying. When the child is able to reach and grab or to smile and you praise and you reaffirm that in the child, every child defines that as I am loved. Love from the eyes of the child is seen as safety and protection. For the child to know that they are in a comfortable, safe, wholesome environment, and that appropriately, if the child cries, the parent is going to be there to at least address the need of the child. Not spoil the child so that the child is controlling the environment, but the child knowing that there is an adult that is always close by, and that adult is going to respond to the need of that child in a nurturing manner, in a safe environment that says the child, it's okay. You're protected. You're not by yourself. And from the eyes of the child, that is defined as love. Love from the eyes of a child is seen as an absence of hostility. Children can sense when there's too much stress and too much anxiety in the home. Children can understand clearer when there's peace and quiet, and there's laughter, and there's touch, and there's an exhilaration, the sound of joy rather than the sound of bitterness in their environment. And the children are processing all of this before age 3. But to the child, this is also being defined as love. Love from the eyes of a child is seen as someone is directing them. As early as you can trace the development of a child, not at 4 or 5 years old when the child can audibly take directives, not when the child can walk across the room, not after the child is potty trained, but the child understands and that child sees as love when someone reaches down into the crib and holds them, and when someone lays them on their side, or when someone gently puts them on their breast for them to burp. The child senses all of that as direction, and yet the child senses that as love. When the child is crying and that child is picked up and someone says, shh, 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 it's okay, it's okay. The child senses that not only as soothing, but also as direction. And the child defines that as I am love. In the book of Ephesians chapter 6 and verse number 4, the Bible says, and ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord. The text is very clear. That term provoke means to twist, to turn, to agitate. But it's not a shaking, a harshness. The command is for the fathers to stimulate, and the child desires stimulation of love. But it's not to wrath, it's to a calmness, it's to a tranquility. And the text also says to bring them up, to guide them, to be there, to support them, to develop them, to nurture. That term nurture means bring them to the completion of the training. You nurture, you develop, you grow, and the child defines that as love. And you also are modeling for that child a connection, an expectation, a picture of God. 5 things every child desires. One of them is love. But the definition for love for a child is much broader than many of the definitions of the parent. I'll see you back in class again next time. Don't be late and don't skip class.